Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James, and today we're going to be taking a look at a new opening repertoire with the Accelerated Dragon. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I've been teaching this for many years to my students. I love this opening. It's a good one for those who are just learning their opening repertoire, meaning anytime your opponent plays something against you, you have it as a repetition. Anything they play, you know what you're going to be doing. All high class players do this, so you should too. Alright, with this opening, it's going to be a good one because, well, e4, e5 will give you equal games. Let's play e4, c5 and give you an imbalanced game. Not only will you get equal position, but you will even get winning chances. And, well, who doesn't want winning chances whenever you're playing with the black pieces? Alright, let's go and take a look at this great opening. This opening is a systematic approach, meaning you can play it every time and you have a good idea what you're supposed to do in your opening, middle game, and you'll get to know your endgame pawn structure, meaning you can get to good endgames that you actually know what you're supposed to be doing. Alright, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We started with e4, c5, knight f3, and then we play pawn g6. Here we'll be taking a look at other ways to get into this structure. Already on move 2, move order does matter. You gotta choose your poison, meaning if you play one way, your opponent gets to play one way. If you play another way, your opponent gets to play another way. With that being said, with g6, you have to worry about this different opening idea after d4, which does get played in the game. C takes d4, queen takes d4 variations. Now, this is not bad at all. In fact, I like playing this opening myself, and I even got a really nice game I'm going to be reviewing later on. I'm going to be calling it the Chess Hustler video because, well, after I won this game, my opponent called me a chess hustler, which I thought was quite a compliment. Another way of playing this is whenever we play the knight to c6. Now, what's the difference here? Well, after d4, c takes, notice you don't have the queen takes d4 variations. With that being said, you have a new poison to choose from, which is, well, you got to deal with the bishop b5, the Rossolimo. All right, we'll take a look at that in another video. With this one, we're just looking at the basics. So g6, d4, c takes on d4, knight takes on d4. Develop knights before bishops. Remember your Morphy rules, basics in chess. If you haven't seen those videos, I highly recommend them. Knight c6, bishop e3, knight to f6, attacking the pawn. Just remember, knight attacks the pawn, knight defends the pawn, and then of course we get this bishop to g7. Now, this is a very important bishop, and most fianchetto bishops are, because, well, whenever you fianchetto, this is going to be very important for your defense. Well, in the Accelerated Dragon, this is even more so. I say this bishop, which is typically worth about, if you want to get technical, maybe $3.25. This one is now worth $5. Why do I say that? Well, this guy is very important to the attack and the defense. Just like in most fianchetto lines, this bishop becomes very important. If you could trade this knight off for this bishop, well, you're going to be already in a strategically winning position. Why is that? Because your king is so safe, well, it's going to be hard for your opponent to attack them. And in this opening, well, you get plenty of counterplay on the dark squares. Okay, bishop g7 gets played, queen to d2, and here is the idea of this opening. Guys, whenever you could play in these positions, if you could play d5 without losing or equal, if not better. Remember that, guys. We're going to go over plenty of openings here. You're equal, if not better. Now, this is something I recommend. If you're on Lichess, it'll be about 1800 and below that they won't really know this idea, so you get lots of wins off of it. If they're about what would you say? On chess.com, I would say about the same, about 1800, maybe 2000. It's the same thing. They won't really know about this concept. So, remember, guys, whenever you're playing this, if you can play d5 without losing, you are equal, if not better. And with that being said, you're usually going to be better, because if they didn't know this, they probably don't know other things in this line. All right, can you play d5 now? Unfortunately, you cannot. Just remember, when you do the d5 ideas, you need to make sure that you're castled. Why is this important? Well, if you play d5 right away here white has a simple way to refute this, meaning we can just get to a winning position here with white. What do you play? Simple chess, develop with a threat. Here you play bishop to b5. And with this idea, what are you doing? Well, you're just threatening the simple knight takes and winning a pawn here. Unfortunately, it's not so simple because, well, even if you try to play something as simple as bishop d7, we simply just play pawn takes and we just have a winning position. Oof. Something we don't want to allow to happen, right? So simple chess, let's go ahead and castle first. And in this game, white makes the mistake and plays pawn to f3. Typically, the Yugoslav attack is a very good way to play against the dragon, but that is a different dragon. This is Accelerated Dragon. We did not waste the tempo of playing pawn to d6. And why is this important? Because now we could play d5 without a wasted tempo. This is why in the other lines, especially in the the regular dragon, whenever they play the Yugoslav attack, they play bishop c4. This is supposed to stop the pawn to d5. Well, because we did the hyper accelerated dragon, meaning we didn't waste a move here, or the accelerated dragon. I think g6 is the hyper accelerated. Whenever we did this, this helps us because we don't lose the tempo and we can play the pawn move to d5. And after they play f3, what do you play? That's right, we play pawn to d5 here. And already here, we're equal, if not better. With that being said, we are better. All right, what are some moves here for white to play? There's actually quite a few moves here for white to play, but all of them, black should be getting a good position. We'll take a look at some of these other ideas later on what you're supposed to play against them, because, again, this happens so often. You should be seeing these quite a bit for people that are 1800 or below on Lichess or on chess.com, maybe 2000 or below. The main line would be pawn takes on d5, and this is going to be a great way to play against it because, well, you simply just take back, they take, queen takes, and now you have full control of the center and you even have threats. Let's take a look at some other ideas that they could play in this complicated position. After you play d5, what are some other ideas? Well, they can't go e5 because, well, knight simply takes. What are some other ideas? I've seen castles happen here, which is incorrect. Here, all you have to do is play d takes e4, and you get into a good game. I'll go over this line particularly. I've won many games like this. And what's another way that white can play? White can try to just say, nothing bad is happening, close their eyes, and they can just play something like bishop d3. And here, unfortunately for white, they just get into a losing position really fast. Here, you have to just play knight takes d4, bishop takes on d4, and d takes on e4. At this point, black gets into that strategically winning position. Here, white has nothing better than to go ahead and play bishop takes f6. Everything else is losing. If you play, I don't know, let's just say pawn takes on e4. The bishop's hanging right here, so you simply just take, of course. What if they play bishop takes on e4? Again, losing. Knight takes on e4, and we have a double attack on this d4 bishop. This is a very common tactic that happens quite a bit. This piece on d4 gets attacked because of the dark squares. d4, c3, and b2 are all points that we usually have good tactics on in these dragon situations. Okay, well, that just leads us to the last one, which is where they play bishop takes on f6, and after bishop takes on f6, it doesn't really matter what white plays here. Here you were able to exchange off and keep the dark square bishop, so you have the bishop pair. This position is already giving us a -2 advantage, meaning that black is already up 2 extra pawns here. Well, we're not up at 2 extra pawns, yes, but position is saying that black is so much better that the computer says we are about 2 extra pawns up. And this is an easily winning position with good technique. All right, back to the game over here. D takes on, over here. Let's go back to E takes on D5. We play knight takes D5, knight takes D5, queen takes D5. And here, well, most players here with white are just going to go ahead and keep trading. Knight takes on C6, queen takes on C6. And here, black is just much better. The game that we are actually following right now is actually from Meyer versus Eugene Perelstein. This is a very nice game, just showing a nice simple tactic. And, well, whenever things go terribly right for black. Here, white has nothing really good to do. Here we see that the pawn on b2 was falling. Like I said, if you're playing this against 1800s or below, they're typically going to allow you to play d5, which will make you equal, if not better. So, c3 gets played here to stop it, and I love the way Eugene plays it here. Here he develops with a threat. What does he play? Well, simple chess. We want to develop this bishop next. So, 2 good moves here. You can go bishop e6 or f5. I like the way Eugene plays it. He plays bishop f5. Well, this covers the d3 square, meaning the bishop can't come over here to develop, at least without being caught in a pin. Well, Meyer went ahead and played queen to f2, and, well, the game is over. Black to move and win. What do you play here? Alright, hopefully you found it. Remember, I highly recommend that you look at these games on a board if possible. You're more than welcome to push pause on these games just because you want to look through all the variations and try to guess them. Well, with that being said, hopefully you found it. Remember, look for checks, captures, and threats. The first check you should have looked at was bishop takes c3, and that's it. It's game over. Here there is no good response. If you don't take, you're just losing. And after pawn takes, queen takes check, well, you're going to be losing this rook over here. Here, white went ahead and played queen to d2. Queen takes in check. King f2. It looks like the king is nice and snug over here, which it is. Well, let's keep making progress. Let's keep developing our pieces. Black to move. Black to move. What do we play? Of course, simple chess. Rook after d8, attacking the queen. And at this point, white went ahead and resigned. Why? Well, black's up so much material, and even more than that, we're up in development. Meaning, well, we got more pieces out, and well, we're gonna get to the attack first. And white's king is just very unsafe. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this first segment of how to play the Accelerated Dragon. We'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please, if you have any questions on this or variations that you'd like to see on the Accelerated Dragon, please let me know. I'd be happy to make a video, or of course, I'll answer in the comments. We'll see you in the next one.